have to unmute, Rich.
Okay, thank you, Milan. Good morning. And we are recording this. It will be made available. I did have a lot of people that asked if they would be able to view this because they had other obligations. So it will be made available. So good morning, everybody. Thank you for giving up a Saturday morning and afternoon if you're going to be on the grants training. Once again, we're repeating this as a virtual event this year. Hard to believe that we've been in this lockout situation for over a year, but we have learned an awful lot in this past year. How we have been able to connect with so many people. There is a plus side, I guess, to having to, be in a situation where we can't meet in person and we have to wear a mask all the time. So we get to see smiles today because we don't have to have a mask on. So there's a real big plus. I miss that. I'm a people person, as I think most Rotarians are people persons. They enjoy that camaraderie that we have as a Rotary family. And I miss it. I miss meeting in person, but we do have to be safe and keep that in mind. Um, I think that Rotary International stand is still right now that they would prefer that the clubs keep doing Zoom and meeting via Zoom. But if it's safe and you can social distance in a safe place, it's okay to do that. But they would like the clubs to continue to Zoom their meetings if they're going to meet in person. So they're a hybrid meeting. And we are working on trying to help clubs. So if you belong to a club and there's some technical difficulties with that, I know past District Governor Larry Jones has been looking into some options to help clubs so that they can continue to, to Zoom, or if they haven't been able to, we'll get them so that they can. So today you have the choice, as Milan said, there'll be 5 sessions. They'll run for an hour. You have the choice in each of one of the 5. And when we go into the breakout rooms, you'll see what the rooms are. They're listed as which one you would like. So we have a membership engagement and retention that will be hosted by Kim Talbot. We have My Rotary Learning Modules and Brand Center that will be hosted by Whitney Pangburn. We have Understanding the District as an Opportunity to Serve, and that will be Denise Denoto. We have Leadership Development and Professional Mentorship that will be led by Fred Daniels. And then Rotary 101 will be led by Milan Jackson, our district trainer. And that's kind of a lot of basic things about Rotary that if we have a newer member on, it might be something you would like to catch as a course about Rotary, or you've been for a while and just want a refresher. It'll update you on things. So you can pick one of those. When I go to the breakout rooms, you have the availability. When I open them, you look at the choices and you click join, and then you'll be put into that breakout room. If it doesn't work correctly, Denise and I will make sure that you get into the room you want to get into. So, I do have to say that it has been an interesting year. I thank all of you for all the work that you've done, any community projects, any fundraising. We are getting more clubs signed up into the Event Groove fundraising platform. A number of clubs have been fairly successful with some of their ventures using that platform. And the district has done fairly well with the polio plus fundraisers that we had, and also the foundation, the auction that we did. That was very successful. So we will probably continue to do some of those features as we move along. Denise, I asked you a question. Can people, should they be putting any questions into the chat if they have them?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you have a question, you can put it in the chat, because we can go and look at the chat and get back to you with an answer if we can't answer it while we're on the session today.
And
So
just beware, if I could, that some of you know this. However, some of you may not. We are recording these sessions, which means that the chat is recorded, and that includes private chats between you and somebody else who's on the call.
yes.
So if you send a message to your friend who's on the Zoom saying, oh my gosh, wouldn't Rich just stop talking and we can get on? Eventually somebody will see that. So be mindful of that in how you're using the chat to communicate with each other. Fred, I do see your question in terms of if we're having trouble getting into the room. We will see that people are not getting to a room because they will still appear as unassigned. So just hang out here when we do go to separate. And as the crowd dwindles, we will see that people are having difficulty. And usually Whitney and I are pretty quick about getting people assigned. So we'll help you. Don't worry, we will help you get there.
Okay, thank you, Denise. One other thing that I would like to just, I'm sure that everyone was aware that we lost a great Rotarian this week. Past district governor in the year 2008, 2009, Mike Popalizio, passed away from COVID-related complications on Thursday. And Mike was district governor when I joined Rotary. So I've known him for a long time. I would like everybody just to have a moment of silence in memory of Mike and say a prayer for his wife and his sons, please. Thank you. And with that, sorry, Bruce, I will hand you over to Bruce as our district governor-elect to give you some words of wisdom. Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks very much, Rich, for that uplifting start to mine. Yeah, Mike was a great guy. First of all, I'd like to thank 4.0 for putting this together. There was a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that you all don't see to make this happen. And I'd like to welcome all the change makers that are on this meeting today. Change makers was something that Shekhar Mehta, our new incoming RI president, has named us, because does anybody think, and raise your hands, that your meetings are going to be the same after July 1 that they were over a year ago? Or that fundraisers are going to be the same, or projects are going to be the same as they were? I'm not thinking they are. So we do need to reimagine what we're doing as Rotarians, as presidents, and as officers, and as Rotarians, what we can do to make things better, because they're not going to be the same. First of all, Rotary is also, Rich and others have mentioned that there's a new area of focus in Rotary, and it is the environment. So think about that, and think about this meeting that's coming up roughly a week from right now, as to becoming involved in the environment and what your club can do for the environment. In fact, it's very neat in that before this even came out, Middleburg has had for quite a while a fifth. You have the 4-way test. Middleburg has a 5-way test, and it's about taking care of the environment. So they have been front thinkers on that. We also, Shaker Mehta really put out a challenge. And when I heard this, it was like, he wants me to do what? And the thing was, he wants us all to do bigger projects that your club before maybe thought, wow, that's too big for our little club up here in Salem. That's too big for our club. But what he wants to do is for you to think outside that box. How could we do that project? And what I'm proposing is that you put more than one club together, 2 clubs, 3 clubs, 4 clubs, to make that project that you thought before was way too big for your club to do, and make it happen. Look at outsiders, future Rotarians, to help you in that effort to do larger projects. Look to media for advertisement. There's too many times when Rotarians have held what we do, the projects that we do, the fundraising, and we sort of keep it to ourselves and don't let outsiders know about what we're doing. Really raise the flag to say, this is what we're doing in our area. The other thing is I think everybody knows that membership is a problem. It's a problem in our district. It's a problem in the United States. And we need to grow membership. Shaker Mehta said, be one, bring one. In that he means to be a Rotarian, to bring a Rotarian. So we should, a year from the end of your year, when it ends up in June of 2022, be twice the size we are today if every Rotarian brings in another Rotarian. Look at new clubs. Look at satellite clubs for your club. Go to Kim's session, see what she has to say. The other thing is, I'm going to be doing club visits this year. And a lot of clubs have set up a new chairperson to be in charge of guarding their bell. That's really not necessary. I do have something planned. Fred, what are you saying?
I'm saying don't trust Bruce when he says that. Is it the truth, Bruce? They don't have to worry?
They don't have to worry, but watch my wife, because she's also going to be joining.
There you go.
No, you don't have to worry about your bell, but I do have another little thing that I'm going to throw into this year, but I'm not going to bring it up now. And the biggest thing that I want everybody to do this year is have fun. Thank you very much. And back to whoever's switching us into our rooms. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, we're ahead of time. This is a good thing, right? Good to be ahead of schedule. All right, so are we ready to go into the breakouts, Denise?
Okay, so I'm going to bear with us all because I'm going to help talk Rich through this.
Okay.
Rich has not done this on his own. So I'm going to ask that you pause the recording, because if you keep recording, all it's going to do is record you alone in the big room.
Are we having a district changeover this year?
I hope so.
Well, that would be Bruce's question. You're
I know.
muted, Bruce. Unmute.
Unmute.
Our favorite word, unmute.
There will be a changeover. It will be virtual because we will still be in that virtual time where we need to, but some of us will get together and
You say
celebrate.
that so threatening. Some of
Yeah,
us.
it's like, well, you know.
Who's going to jail, Bruce?
You're not in the
Oh,
income.
I'm thinking the same thing.
We got to drink to survive.
One of the cool kids.
In
No,
drink virtually.
Kimmy, it's not threatening. What he's doing is he's trying to be James Bond mysterious with the tone of his voice.
Yeah, he is.
Touche, Jan. Jan, we'll let him think that.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
You're gonna have to talk to me, Bruce. I'm getting a lot of people asking me questions. When are what's happening with the changeover? Are we
What's
doing
that?
it?
I thought maybe that it was by invitation only.
No.
But if you don't get invited, you'll figure it out, right? Love you, Bruce.
Party
I bet.
Crashers 101.
Hey,
Huh?
Bruce, just remember what happened to John Eaton on the back of the bus.
Ah, yes. I
Yeah,
wonder how that ever happened.
I don't know. But it could
Maybe
happen.
somebody like me was involved.
Or maybe.
That's what we're all afraid of.
Bruce, that's never a maybe. We always know you're involved.
Let's get started. Drive safely.
We figured we're going to have a changeover, but we're going to do it socially distanced at the turf this year because we have such a small club and they can take 20 people back in the banquet room with no problem. But we're not bringing our bell. We're going to ring on our phones.
Why would you not bring your bell? Don't you trust me?
It's
No,
not you. It's
No.
we can get into the Hibernians to get it.
Wait a second.
I snuck
I
in
went to the
turf
Lake
and stole
George
mine.
Club. I went to the Lake George Club and I didn't take the bell.
No,
What?
Lorraine did.
You were the
No,
distraction.
I
and
ended
you
up
did
with the
that on
with the
purpose.
bell.
I can't help how it flew under the table over to your legs.
You did that on purpose because you knew we were watching you.
Yeah,
I
but
thought you were guarding it, Jan.
Mylan, can you get us back
I
to
was.
whatever it is we need to do? Good heavens.
Jan, you weren't watching me because I was sitting right next to him.
Right.
I was sitting across the table from him.
All right.
So Bruce,
Yes.
if we're not able to come in person and we really want to, do you accept Crashers?
Oh,
Oh, boy.
I think it's more a matter, Bruce, right? Let me give it straight. If you know where the location is, right? As long as you know where the location is, you can move up, right?
Yeah, you can bomb the location.
There you go.
I'll
All right.
send it out.
All right. I want to thank everybody for participating this morning. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If there's anything you didn't like about this morning's presentation, please direct that criticism to me. If there's something you liked, please praise your presenters because I'm sure they did a fabulous job. My voice is going a little bit because I'm not used to talking that much. Maybe I should drink more water. Anyways, I would like to thank Whitney, Fred, now I'm blanking, Kim. Who's the other one I'm missing? Whitney,
Denise.
Fred, Denise, thank you very much for presenting this morning. I'm looking forward to hopefully next year we can at least be some of us back in person because I really do miss all of you. I do like to get together and see everybody, and hopefully that happens. So that's all I'm going to say for today. And Sue will be back at 1 o'clock to do the district grant management training. But I'll turn it back over to Rich or Bruce at this point to let them conclude with whatever they need to conclude with.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead, Rich.
Mylan. And I wanted to thank you also and all the other presenters. It was great popping in and out of each of the breakout rooms. I got to catch the little snippets of everything. Thank you. Everybody did a great job. I wish everybody could have seen every one of these because they really were good. If you didn't go into a session, I know Fred posted out there that, he could send what he was going over. I know that Whitney could probably do the same thing. So if you want information, you can get that from us. And I just want to thank everybody that joined this morning. When we do these, encourage your other club members to join in if they can. Any of the district membership or anything that we present, it really is beneficial to everybody in the district. And I do appreciate everybody giving up their time to attend these sessions. I know that, the Zoom fatigue is a real statement these days. Some days, I mean, this week I had one day where I had 4 Zoom meetings, one right after the other. And one of them ran for 2 hours. One was an hour and a half. But I do appreciate it. And for those of you, that are not coming back this afternoon, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. The rest of you, will see you back at 1 o'clock for Sue's presentation on grants management. And, again, I thank you. I don't know if Bruce wanted to add anything.
I'm just actually happy to see as many that attended, and thank them for attending and giving up their Saturday and with this beautiful weather we're having outside to join in Rotary. And the one thing I did not mention is the theme for 21-22 is serve to change lives. And think about that and the words that are in it. It means a lot. Thank you all.
Thanks. One other thing too, just for those of you on, if you're not coming back, I wanted to mention, let your, club, and something will be going out very shortly. May 15th will be our district conference. It will be virtual. It's a Saturday morning. People will be able to sign on at 8 for social time. The business meeting will begin at 9 o'clock, where, these are the things that we have to do once a year. It will be the chance for the club's presidents to vote on Bruce's budget. So go back to your clubs and mention that, May 15th is the virtual conference. After the business meeting, we will have a remembrance ceremony that will be put on by Tammy and Harriet Noble, as they do every year, but we're not separating it. After the remembrance ceremony, we will have recognition for different people in the district. So it will pretty much be a all morning session. There will be breaks in between each of the 3 items. So mark your calendars. Like I said, there will be an email going out shortly. So thank you, everybody.
Rich, can I just say before we all leave?
Yes.
Somebody had asked if it were possible to stay and visit over lunch. If you have friends you want to chat with, absolutely. We have 5 breakout rooms that have been created, and you can feel free to join a breakout room if you want to visit with people where it's a little less, busy than the main room. If we need to make more, I can make more. Sue and I will be going into breakout room 1 because we have to get technically ready for this afternoon. So I would ask that you don't join us in room number 1, but there are 4 other rooms. If you want to sit and visit with people, feel free to do that. If you want to go outside for a walk, you can do that too. So by all means, if you wanted to have a room, it's there for you. Just
And
wanted
if
to let you
not,
know.
we don't love you.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, just be back at 1.
Yes, they will close at 5 of 1.
All right. All right. Enjoy your lunch, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep.